Salut tout le monde, on a Damoclès, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui dans ce nouvel épisode de Genshin Impact. On se retrouve du coup toujours au sein de Sumeru, hein, sûrement le dernier épisode qu'on fera dans la forêt. Enfin sûrement enfin, soit le dernier soit l'avant-dernier, parce qu'on était sur la quête de Naïda. Et juste après cette quête là, bah, comme je l'avais dit, on ira enfin dans le désert de Sumeru. Bon, ce sera juste l'épisode d'après, mais nous ça fait 3 jours qu'on parle d'y aller et qu'on n'y est toujours pas. On était sur une quête de Naïda, donc il y avait une espèce de bestiole venue d'ailleurs qui avait pris l'apparence d'un fungus. Sauf qu'on devait l'aider à retrouver sa maison, parce que en fait, cette bestiole-là a perdu la mémoire lorsque Naïda a effacé la conscience de la Molrani, donc éliminé la connaissance interdite. Donc on va essayer de voir ça. Ouais, on aura aussi un event à Natlan à faire, mais ça on le fera sûrement dans l'épisode d'après ou une fois qu'on aura fini la quête.
There's something that I'm very concerned about.
Évidemment, je fais juste une petite interruption. On enregistre l'épisode sur Twitch, hein, comme d'habitude. Donc n'hésitez pas à nous rejoindre grâce au lien en description ainsi que sur le serveur Discord, hein. Et pareil, n'hésitez pas à liker, partager, à commenter si ça s'il vous plaît. Et à vous abonner, activer la cloche pour rien manquer des nouvelles vidéos évidemment. Alors, il y a quelque chose qui m'inquiète beaucoup. Parlez de vos souvenirs flous.
Yes. I didn't mention it just now, but do you remember when I told you that the power in the crystal is very similar to mine, yet also different? The elemental power inside the crystal is completely identical to that of the fungus. What?
Il y a un lien entre le cristal et le fungus.
Exactly. The prophecy that it mentioned was probably an agreement that I made with an elemental life form that once represented its race. I had to deal with the forbidden knowledge to save their homeland. The process, however, took away some of my memories. That sequence of events would explain the persistent feeling that I had unfinished business.
Makes sense. Too bad it's unable to tell us more.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of a place that fits the description of its homeland, but I'm unable to come up with anything.
Il ne reste plus qu'à continuer d'enquêter.
Agreed. I really want to send them home, so they won't have to wander around anymore.
Ah ça, le truc de sentiment inachevé, c'est à cause du fait que la Molrani elle a été effacée. Du coup, Naïda pense que c'est la seule Archon d'Endro alors qu'en fait elle a une ancêtre avant quoi.
I'll lead the way. Don't worry, Paimon can handle any road. Ah! Enemies! You're up, traveler!
Putain. Bon allez, on va leur péter la tronche. Bonjour messieurs. Vous avez pas un peu chaud? Je pense qu'il est temps de refroidir aux ardeurs. Allez hop.
Make yourselves at home. Shine down. Light it up.
En fait, ce qui est bien avec le bouclier de Cislalie, c'est qu'en fait, elle continue à appliquer du... Elle continue à appliquer du cryo, en fait, avec sa tempête à moitié.
With such skills, you all would have definitely been able to find a way to survive the apocalypse.
Hey! Paimon has been meaning to ask. You all didn't originally look like this, did you?
No, we didn't. The appearance of our kind will change according to the environment. After communicating with various living organisms in Sumeru, we discovered that fungi are the life form most adapted to live in these lands. Thus, we gradually took the form of fungi and became a part of their group.
It's hard to believe that's even possible.
The most important instinct any life form possesses is adapting to the environment. I don't think that should surprise you, Paimon. Your hand is shaped like that for a reason, so you are able to grip and use tools more easily. The reason why fungi absorb elemental power is to blend with the environment and fend off natural predators. We are dendro life forms, one of the most ancient life forms in this land. That is why we are so adaptable.
So you mean, if Paimon wanted to, Paimon could change into a different form as well?
Not as freely, I'm afraid. You would require a long time to make that happen. Although this is common sense to us, it is still extremely difficult to explain. Putting it as simply as possible, changing form requires energy, and energy comes with time. You cannot make a sprout grow into a giant tree instantly, nor can you force a tree to bear fruit overnight.
I see. Humans have a term for this. It's called growth.
Ah, you're so smart, Nahida. Paimon gets it now.
Je vois que les deux pour employer des métaphores.
Growth. I see. Yes, then this is what you would call growth. A most beautiful word. I shall enjoy it more as we walk.
Pourquoi pas. La question c'est où se trouve son foyer en fait.
Where is it?
We're about halfway there. You're doing great, Paimon. Do you need me to carry you on my back?
Huh?
A priori sa maison devrait se trouver à Sumeru aussi
Paimon
après.
isn't that tired.
You seem to enjoy taking care of others.
You think so? Does the Lord of Dendro need to be carried?
That would be awkward,
Bonjour.
wouldn't it? Why don't you fly up and sit on top of my head?
We can figure out who will carry who later. We have monsters here.
Ouais voilà c'est fini.
I think we may have a different understanding of carrying someone. No matter whether it's tired or not, my child is always happy when I put it on my back and give it a ride.
Child? You mean the fungi we ran into earlier?
Yes, one was my friend, and the other was my child.
Why can't your kid speak?
Because it's just a fungus. I don't want my presence to change or affect the original state of the fungi species here. However, it is slightly different from an ordinary fungus. It seems to understand some human language, so I gave it a name.
Oh, then it must be a really cute name. You know, like Bongo Head.
You have an odd taste for names.
Huh? Paimon thinks that name is great.
Non ça m'emmerde Paimon.
Strange and cute at the same time. It's a name only Paimon would be able to come up with.
That's right.
The name I came up with was not as creative as Paimon's. I learned it from an adventurer. Its name is... I'm sorry, but I've forgotten. Seems like I've forgotten many important things.
Ce n'est pas grave, prends ton temps pour réfléchir pendant qu'on marche.
Yes, I must remember it before I return. It's just as important as my homeland. Yes, this way. We're almost there.
Du coup le premier tient en lien avec les rêves et le deuxième est en lien avec la connaissance interdite. Attendez, il y a encore de la cité. Ah c'est une zone de cité qui est... Ah mais du coup ça va peut-être nous compléter la forêt d'Avilia, regardez les gens. Parce que pendant la cité on avait tout éliminé.
It's the withering.
Yes, I have heard humans also call it that before. It's the last form we take when we are at the end of our life.
Paimon doesn't understand.
It's trying to say that when they've suffered enough and reached the end of their life, they become a tumor of the withering.
Yes, I would have also suffered the same fate if it wasn't for the Lord of Dendro's help.
So, this is how the withering is formed?
Previous research has revealed that forbidden knowledge is the root cause of the withering. But even if forbidden knowledge has been completely removed, its influence still remains, which is why the withering remains even after forbidden knowledge has disappeared. They've been tormented by forbidden knowledge for a long time. It's understandable that they will eventually become the withering. But what a sad and pitiful end.
When I left my homeland, flowers like these filled the fields. Each bloom represented an individual life. They grew in the pristine lakes, in the fertile soil, in my home, and in the homes of my friends. They grew everywhere, until the world suddenly lost all its color and became tainted and murky. But it's all right. Our life essence, elemental power, still resides in this flower. After an adventurer clears the withering, I will quietly draw near the area. If I can sense the elemental power of my companions, then I take them with me.
But that would mean the effects of forbidden knowledge could have...
It's okay. That's not important anymore. I just hope that they can all make it back home. It's not right to leave them to simply perish in the open like this. Now that we finally have the chance to return home, each one I manage to bring back will make me that much happier.
I understand. Just leave it to us.
Je peux m'en charger tout seul.
So you're worried about me? It's fine. Forbidden knowledge doesn't exist anymore. It's natural to want to be overcautious when dealing with a highly venomous snake, but when all that's left is its skeleton, there's nothing to worry about.
Ma foi.
Paimon doesn't get what you two are talking about, but we're all ready to go now, right? Then let's do this! We've dealt with the withering countless times already!
Ok, bon, on va faire ça et on va voir ce que ça donne. Alors, ça devrait nous donner un coffre. Hop.
Rise with the sun. Light of the blazing sun.
Hop. Ok, nickel. Il nous faut un truc d'Endro par contre. Il y en a un ici, parfait. Ok, là il y en a un deuxième. Et le dernier qui est ici. Ok, nickel.
Show no mercy. Suffer the wrath of Eastling. Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered. Try and stop me. Wrath from the sky.
Les dégâts qu'on fait avec Citlali et Mavrika sont pas aussi incroyables que ceux qu'on fait avec Yelan et... comment ça s'appelle, et Raiden.
As I expected, it's the last of my kind that I'm aware of. So it wasn't able to make it to the end. If only it could have held on just a little longer.
I hope that you will be free of this pain after returning home.
Just thinking about how many elemental life forms have turned into tumors of the withering makes Paimon sad.
It's okay. As long as elemental power still exists, then we will still be around. An external form is but a gift of time. Through growth comes change, and even abandonment of previous forms. However, our true nature is not so easily affected.
It wouldn't have come to this if we were able to cure them earlier. But I will cure all of them. Even if it's just for the sake of the rainforest and all the life forms that live in it.
Thank you, Lord of Dendro. It was a wise choice for us to place our trust in you and wait.
Hold on. I think I got something. Oh, I see. Okay, I understand. Thank you so much. So, they found a fungus that matches the description I gave them. It's currently unconscious.
It must be in a similar situation as I was. We should hurry and go take a look.
Okay, follow me.
Pour rappel, hein, quand elle parlait de heal, c'est les Aranara qu'elle avait envoyé en reconnaissance. Ça, je sais pas tout de suite à quoi ça sert d'ailleurs, ça. Chercher l'autre entité élémentaire et ça se trouve du coup... Ah oui, ça se trouve loin, la vache. On a bien fait d'explorer toutes ces zones-là avant, en fait. Comme ça, au moins, on n'a pas à le refaire.
We're close now. It's just a little further inside.
But there are so many fungi here. They're probably all ordinary fungi, right?
S'il s'agite, on ne pourra pas éviter de nous battre.
Yeah, they won't be happy to see us.
No fighting. These are all its family. Although we belong to different species, we've spent a long time living among the fungi. They are very important to us. They can be reasonable, as long as we try to communicate.
What should we do? You're the only one who can make it through, right? But you'll need Nahita's power if you want to save that fungus.
I've got an idea. Can you teach me how to change into a fungus?
You want to transform into a fungus? But we don't have time for growth.
Nahita is a god. Changing into a fungus should be a piece of cake for her.
Even gods can't bend the laws of time so easily.
Then we'll have to enter with the risk of being noticed. We may not be able to avoid a fight. But if spending some of my power will guarantee the safety of you and its family, then I'm willing to try.
All right. You have great elemental power, so you may be able to do it. You will have to use power equal to that which is required to break through the limitations of time. I will lend you the relevant knowledge that I have. It should make your transformation process a little easier.
Alright, I'm ready. Changing into a fungus should be quite an interesting experience.
Lord of Dendro, this is nothing to joke about. I am extremely serious about this.
As am I. I'm not joking at all.
Alright! Let's not get hung up here. If it's really possible to turn into a fungus, then why don't we give it a try now?
Okay. Good luck, Lord of Dendro.
Ah oui, d'accord, elle a réussi facilement.
Really turned into a fungus!
Là, comment vous sentez-vous? Vous arrivez à vous y habituer?
It's actually not too bad. My perspective in this form isn't much different from usual. The unconscious fungus is just below here. Can you all help me determine which one it is?
Oh, how do we do that?
I'll get close to them while you make your way over from above. You should be able to identify them using elemental sight since they're elemental life forms. Then, all you have to do is repeat the correct answer in your mind. As long as I'm able to see you, then I'll be able to hear your answer.
Okay, got it.
Let me lure away the fungi up top and make way for you.
Alright, good luck, Nahita. Let's go, Traveler.
Du coup, on est à la peau de Naïda en fait.
There's a fungus on patrol in the center there. It looks pretty vigilant, so I'd better go around it. Nana! It seems they didn't notice me. It seems that fungus won't be moving for the moment. I should hurry and make my way through.
Ah, celui qui est au fond.
This is the spot. There are several fungi here. I'll hide and wait for the traveler to catch up.
Ok. Ouais, c'est celui qui est allongé.
Understood.
Naïda utilise son énergie élémentaire sur le fungus. Voilà, leurs compagnons reprennent conscience et fungus les alentours baissent leur garde.
Nahida, what's wrong?
I never knew that it was so tiring to change forms like that. I even used the techniques that it taught me. Seems like its warnings were not unfounded.
The power of time accumulates slowly and goes unnoticed. A great price is to be paid if you wish to perform drastic changes instantly. Thank you for everything you've done. All seems to have gone according to plan. Now, we simply wait for it to wake up.
Who are you? I apologize. Language is not easy. Need long time.
It's okay, I have good news. Let me explain it to you the fungi way.
Un peu plus tard.
Apocalypse ended? Go home now?
Yes, unfortunately I've forgotten where home is. I was hoping you still remembered.
I remember. Really? That's great! Home, Dendro Dragon.
Ah, Dragon Dendro.
Dendro Dragon. Ah, yes, the Dendro Dragon.
Le fameux dragon à Pep, c'est ça? On va enfin le voir?
I'm sorry, I just got so excited. I've probably never expressed such emotions before. But yes, our home is the Dendro Dragon.
Carrément.
Oh, wait a minute. Paimon's confused. Do you mean the Dendro Dragon as in an elemental dragon? Like Dvalin?
Yes, they're both dragons, but Apep, the Dendro Dragon, has been around for longer and has accumulated dense elemental power.
Intéressant cette quête.
But I don't quite understand. Why would you say that your homeland is a dragon?
Because we live inside the Dendro Dragon.
The Dendro Dragon. Inside. Very big. Mountains, water, trees. Us.
À ce point-là?
There is an entire world inside the Dendro Dragon's body. The Dendro Dragon nurtured the earliest life forms.
Mais c'est pas juste la forêt d'Apep par hasard, le dragon Dendro, on va vraiment voir le dragon. Ce serait stylé si on pouvait voir le dragon.
It once told us in a majestic voice that once we finally matured, we'd be able to start life in a new world.
Pauvre le dragon Dendro, c'est Teyvat en fait.
However, that day never came. Our homeland was the greatest place there ever was before the apocalypse arrived.
Paimon's still confused.
Serait-ce comme des dendroblobs qui donnent des essences et des petits blobs?
Yes, a very good example. It appears that you're much smarter than Paimon. The only difference is that the Dendro Dragon is much, much larger than any Dendro slime.
Wait, then
Chaque fois, il y a
if
les
that's
ent...
the case, doesn't that imply that Apep has also been contaminated by forbidden knowledge?
Alors si c'est le cas, c'est la merde. Mais surtout, tous les PNJ du jeu disent que Paimon est stupide.
Yes, that is correct. What has suddenly made you look so worried, Lord of Dendro? I haven't seen this expression on you before.
Ça va faire quand même Valine, on va devoir l'affronter.
Apep is the most adaptable life form in the world. The forbidden knowledge should have become a part of its body a long time ago. Which means that if all the forbidden knowledge has been eliminated,
And a big void will also form inside the dragon.
I'm afraid so. Its body and soul have probably been in terrible shape for some time now. No wonder I haven't seen Apep for so long. But how did it get contaminated? Was it due to the destruction of King Deshret's civilization? But anyway, Apep disappeared and has been gone ever since that time. It's been enduring unimaginable pain all the while. It's probably in pain as we speak.
Cette chose importante que vous devez faire serait de sauver le dragon d'Endro.
Yes! How could I have forgotten?
D'ailleurs, on connaît du coup le dragon Anémo de Valine, le dragon Géo Asda, le dragon d'Endro Apep, dragon Hydro, du coup c'est une Villette, dragon Pyro, alors moi je ne le connais pas encore, mais a priori ça en parle à la quête de Netlan. Et dragon Electro, par contre, on n'en a jamais entendu parler du tout. Et dragon Cryo, on sait pas.
If the Dendro Dragon fails to hang on, the elemental power inside it will no longer be able to maintain its form, and will all be dispersed. Dendro elemental power of that concentration will cause the rainforest to overgrow. Giant trees will completely block out the sun. Plants and humans will fight over oxygen. Sumeru will no longer be suitable for sustaining life.
Calmez-vous, Naïda.
Hey, what about the crystal? Why don't you show it to them and see if they know anything about it?
Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. We don't have time to panic. Have you two ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Its power feels very familiar. Like something from our homeland, but I don't know what it is. I'm sorry our memories aren't very reliable.
It's okay. I'll contact my helpers just as I did before and see if they can locate your other family members. I'm counting on you all. Your info is crucial to us now. Let's wait for their reply again, though I know waiting can feel unbearable at a time like this.
Thank you. Family bringing fruit.
I explained to them that you aren't hostile. After seeing you save it, its family is very grateful to you.
Go home. Leave. Hard decision. Don't know. They are weak. I worry. If waiting, then I hope.
Don't worry. I understand what you are trying to say. Family is very important to us. No matter when we were actually family. It has done a lot to protect this territory and can't help but worry now that it's about to leave. Can you do one last thing for it while we wait?
Of course, I can relate to how it's feeling. I need to organize my thoughts as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Tend soil. Food. Don't like plant invasion.
There are two things that it wants you to do. One is to look after the land that the food is grown in, and the other is to drive away the plants that are trying to invade the area.
Soil. There. First. Seed. Here. Paimon understood that. No need to translate. We'll take care of it right away.
Ok. Alors, graines de nourriture, et du coup on doit aller voir le champ.
Rev the engines.
Hop. T'as la montagne du Valenchenio juste là-bas en plus. Et du coup là on a le champ. Maintenant que j'ai fini WoW à Genshin, je fais quoi d'autre? Tu commences un autre jeu. Tu joues à Minecraft et tu fais le 100% de la map. 7 fois la taille de la Terre. Arroser le champ. Ah.
Who's our target this time?
Attends, what? Ah voilà.
It's time to handle the invading plant life.
Trouver les plantes envahissantes. Ah,
Wildflowers! It wasn't kidding when it said plants were invading!
ouais, tu m'étonnes. Là, c'est vraiment des plantes envahissantes pour le coup.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Shine down! Ha! Torn to oblivion!
Nickel.
That should be all of them. That wasn't too tough.
Naïda, ça va mieux?
Yeah, I've calmed down now. But it doesn't seem like there's too much we can do until we receive some new leads.
Can you tell us about the Dendro Dragon? We don't know anything about it. Who is it? And what does it have to do with King Deshret?
Well, the history of dragons starts from the very beginning of Teyvat. Sumeru was Apep's territory. In those days, the lush rainforest covered the entire nation.
Oh, so there was no desert back then?
Not at first. That came when a giant spike fell from the sky, turning a huge section of the rainforest into sand. In an attempt to adapt to its new environment, Apep changed color from the emerald green of the forest to the yellow of the sand.
No wonder those two elemental life forms are always talking about the importance of adapting.
Apep has always seen itself as the master of Sumeru, and has refused to recognize the new order that was established. Even now, it probably still holds great hostility toward the gods.
Ouais, c'est à cause de la guerre des Archons qu'il y a eu ça en fait.
However, powerless against the power in the sky, and then the forbidden knowledge many millennia later, it's been unable to stir up any trouble.
Ou alors c'est peut-être le désastre de Canaria qui a eu la répercussion sur Sumeru. Je crois que les divinités et les dragons s'entendaient bien.
Conflicts between the two sides are destined to continue until a balance can be found. As far as I know, Apep had been slumbering in the desert, and King Deshret had taken a great interest in it. Maybe this is why Apep was contaminated.
Donc Apep serait dans le désert et pas dans la forêt.
I'm not sure what may have led it to become involved, but rescuing it is definitely our top priority right now. The crystal that I have in my possession is probably the key that links the two matters together.
Ok, donc on va devoir... On va peut-être devoir aller dans le désert de Sumeru dans cette quête là en fait. Donc ça va vous permettre de faire la transition au moins entre les deux... Entre les deux. Puis là refaire de l'exploration ça va faire un peu du bien parce que c'est vrai que ça fait un petit moment qu'on n'a pas fait d'exploration. Puis le désert ça nous changer de la forêt quoi, au moins on aura moins de... Bah disons que ce sera... on y verra plus clair quoi. Sauf éventuellement la première zone qui va être peut-être un peu chiante. On verra. En soi on a déjà fait 33% hein, donc bon.
You really like them, don't you?
Family, like. Do you not like your family?
That's not what Paimon meant. It's just that you guys aren't actually the same species.
Does that matter? Family likes me. I like family.
Paimon doesn't quite understand.
What it's trying to say is that as long as family members get along well, then nothing else matters. You place importance on appearances, but we do not. We find the experiences, knowledge, and connections we've made to be more important. These are all things that are more reliable than mere external appearances. These are the fruits of time, and the essence of what it means to grow.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Looks can always change, so what's inside of us is more important.
Qu'est-ce que ça ferait si ton apparence changeait, Paimon?
Paimon would still follow you around. Wait, would you not be able to recognize Paimon?
Alors genre se transforme en Asmodée par exemple.
Oh? Understood. Thank you. Still nothing new from the forest. Seems like we won't be able to find your other family members for now. It appears we are out of leads to follow. And if no one knows how this crystal works, then Apep may be in danger.
Sorry.
It's okay. It isn't your fault. I don't think it's a coincidence that neither of you can remember anything about the crystal. Maybe it's because the crystal has a very close connection to forbidden knowledge, which causes memories of it to be unclear. And if that's the case, finding the other fungi still wouldn't help us at all.
Bah, faut retrouver directement le dragon en fait.
The crystal and the apocalypse. The apocalypse and memories. Lord of Dendro, do you still remember the prophecy?
I do. What about it?
The prophecy is a story that connects events of the past and the future. A family member once said that the apocalypse is a part of us, and that there is value in preserving it. The rest of the family did not approve of its opinion at the time, so it left.
Preserving the apocalypse? Do you mean that there's still some that hasn't been eliminated?
That's not very likely. The power of Irminsul covers every inch of the land. Did the prophecy say where that family member went?
To the limitless depths east of Sumeru, a murky place that no one can return from.
Le gouffre.
Yeah, that must be the chasm, right? But what is it doing there?
It's impossible to preserve forbidden knowledge, but what if it can be converted to a different form? I'm sorry if I'm suddenly not making any sense. However, I do think it's possible. Follow me. I'll explain it once we find that elemental life form.
Ouais, j'ai allumé la lumière parce que le temps se couche très tôt. En cas de disapparence, pensez-vous plus profond du gouffre? Ah, on peut, du coup, on a quelques livres du coup. En vrai, on va pouvoir commencer la deuxième quête. Du coup, logiquement, il y a 3 quêtes en général. Ah non, c'est déjà la fin de la quête, d'accord. D'après votre enquête, il semble qu'Afef soit en phase terminale. Ah oui, merde. Ça, quand le saurez, vous devez rendre au gouffre et être une entité élémentaire spéciale. Ça se trouve, il a peut-être changé d'apparence aussi. Hein. Par contre, je suis vraiment curieux de savoir ce qui va se passer à la caravane Ribat. Hein. Est-ce qu'on va juste avoir un mec qui va nous dire hey, il faut attendre Sumeru ou est-ce qu'on aura un vrai truc? D'ailleurs, ce qu'on va faire, hop, on peut récupérer ces livres-là et du coup, on va peut-être pouvoir mettre Mavrica niveau 90 en vrai. En vrai, c'est possible peut-être. Eh non. Putain, ça va être long. Bah, du coup, écoutez, on va aller dans le gouffre. Alors, attendez. Mine souterraine du gouffre. Ah oui, on doit carrément aller dans les souterrains, ok. Ah oui, d'accord. Putain, c'est intéressant qu'on doive aller ici, en fait. Bon, après ça, dans l'histoire, on est censé avoir exploré, donc... Putain, je pensais pas qu'on revient dans le gouffre, et finalement...
So that elemental life form came all the way here on its own and spent a long time by itself? Wouldn't it already have become the Withering like the others?
There is a chance that it could avoid that end, using the power of something here.
Le pilier de Celestia.
I'm referring to what was used to fight against the Abyss. It once repaired the rifts of Teyvat long ago. It has the ability to purify and stabilize powers that shouldn't exist in Teyvat.
D'ailleurs, on a les carrés comme Asmodée, sauf que là, c'est des carrés purificateurs, entre guillemets.
Forbidden knowledge that its light has shone upon is kept here forever in a different form.
S'agirait-il de cette viscosité?
Yep. It's just like soap bubbles that rise to the water surface.
Another strange metaphor, but Paimon somehow gets this one.
What the Lord of Dendro means is that the apocalypse was altered by the power of the giant spike and hidden within the oozing filth.
Yes, and it shouldn't be far from here. Let's go and take a look.
Donc du coup, s'il y a une pointe géante qui a transformé Sumeru en désert, peut-être qu'on aura un pilier de Celestia, peut-être au sein de la pyramide du roi des Shreds d'ailleurs. Mais ça, c'est vraiment là l'endroit que j'ai le plus d'explorer, à l'intérieur de la pyramide. Déjà, il y a une petite pyramide, j'ai pu jeter un petit œil à l'intérieur, j'étais en mode oh, ça avait l'air intéressant.
Take it easy.
Enfoncez-vous au plus profond du gouffre. Ouais, ça rentre tout au fond. Donc en fait, c'est lié à la... C'est lié à la cécité en fait, enfin à ce qui s'est passé du coup à l'apocalypse, du coup l'espèce de masse violette quoi. La musique elle est incroyable, hein. Toujours aussi bien. Ah c'est ici.
It's over there! Looks like we'll have to clear out the oozing filth in this area. You two should be able to take care
Ouais
of
bah
it,
déjà on va
right?
éliminer un peu les mondes qu'il y a ici.
We know what to do. We'll just use the Lumine stone on the oozing concretion.
Tiens de l'humaine qu'on a au maximum d'ailleurs.
Now you shall perish.
Après cet épisode là, ouais, j'allais faire un... On va pas pouvoir finir la quête dans cet épisode là, on la finira après. On la finira après mais là il est déjà 30 donc juste après je vais mettre en pause l'épisode. Alors je sais pas combien de temps ça va durer la pause, ça dépend de la durée du... Ça dépend de la durée bah, de la réunion. Mais après de toute façon on relancera le live direct, hein, c'est pour ça que je mets juste en pause. Évite de crever par contre, hop. La pierre de l'humaine, on l'a. C'est vrai que je peux transformer ça en primogème en vrai. Je suis pas de cristaux primaires de toute façon. Non, je les ai que sur PC. Tac. Voilà. Ça, on va le virer. Si on s'en sert pas, on va prendre ça. Nickel.
Oh, we finally managed to rescue it.
It should be the life form from the prophecy.
That light!
Wait. Something dark is coming out. Something's not right.
Reculez tous.
What's going on? Didn't Nahida say it was purified?
Maybe it's because such a long amount of time has passed. Although the power of the oozing filth is more stable than that of the apocalypse, it is still a form of dangerous power. It might have lost its mind after being soaked in it for such a long time.
Oh no. But we still have tons of questions we need to ask.
I should be able to purge it with my elemental power.
Attendez, faites pas ça. Ça a vraiment un lien avec la connaissance interdite.
But this is our only chance.
Non, c'est non. Je ne peux pas vous permettre de recommencer.
Traveler.
Désolé, je me suis emporté.
It's okay. I trust your judgment. I was being a little hasty myself.
Et le
Let's see if we
cristal.
can think of another way.
Oh yeah. You said that the elemental power in the crystal was identical to theirs.
You want to use its power, but
The Lord of Dendro seems hesitant. I too would advise caution. It's risky to use its power without fully understanding its intended use.
Don't understand. This no good, that no good. Save life. Important.
Yes, I understand, but this is our only chance to return home. We cannot afford to be careless.
it's okay. There's no need to argue. I'll think of something to do about the elemental power that will be used. How about this? Traveler, you could try using it. I understand that you have an amazing resistance to forbidden knowledge.
Je m'en occupe.
Don't overdo it, Traveler. Paimon will be worried.
Lord of Dendro, and you others. How long have I been waiting here?
Yay! Looks like it worked!
Lord of Dendro, here in person. Does that mean the apocalypse has come to an end? Wait, did you get smaller again?
I'm sorry. That portion of my memory is highly unreliable at the moment.
That sounds about right. After all, the purpose of my existence is precisely for those unreliable memories you speak of. You once said that the apocalypse will be completely eradicated, and that relevant memories will become unstable. Even you couldn't promise that you'd remember our agreement after those events take place. However, you are definitely someone who stays true to your word. My sacrifice is nothing compared to your resolve.
You and I made the agreement?
Yes, you used your power to protect me. That is the reason why I was able to survive here.
Ah, elle est belle l'image.
To be honest, I'm nearing my end. I had thought I'd be stronger than this.
No one can withstand the power of the apocalypse.
In order to preserve a somewhat stable memory, I had to change the power of the apocalypse into a different form. Only the giant spike that fell from the sky was capable of doing something like that. But the moment I chose to go through with it is the moment I lost my chance of being rescued by the Lord of Dendro. But enough about me. Lord of Dendro, let's get to the important matter at hand. As you can see, I won't last much longer.
I understand, and I'm sorry, but... Can you please tell me what this is?
This is a fire seed. It's an essential item for saving the Dendro dragon. Thankfully, it appears to be in good condition. The Lord of Dendro and our people created this item together. It mimics how the Dendro dragon's heart of Oasis operates. The Dendro dragon has been tormented by the apocalypse for far too long. It too is nearing the end of its power. However, if you are able to reactivate its heart of Oasis using the fire seed, then the Dendro dragon will begin to recover. And as a result, our homeland will return to the way it once was.
Oh, so the Heart of Oasis is a pep source of power.
No wonder the crystal was able to heal this fungus just now. That's what it's used for.
What? You used the fire seed to save me?
Mm-hmm. Why? What's wrong?
That's... never mind. It's not your fault. You didn't know. The fire seed contains a high concentration of elemental power inside of it. It's very powerful, yet fragile at the same time. It is not stable in its current form. To prevent any accidents, please don't use it again.
Since I am its creator, I will take responsibility for it. I assure you there's no need to worry.
All right. Aside from being able to heal the Dendro dragon, the fire seed can also resonate with the heart of Oasis. In other words, you'll be able to find the Dendro dragon by following the guidance of the fire seed. But you should hurry. There is little time to waste.
What about you?
Forget about me. You should hurry home now.
Everyone is returning home, including you.
As I told you, I've already lost my chance to be saved by the Lord of Dendro. Lord of Dendro, I thank you for coming to find me, and for being willing to save the Dendro dragon. Our past has been saved, and our future has been ensured. It's enough for me, just knowing that they will return home.
Hey, wait! It turned into oozing filth.
Can you use the Lumine stone once more? I can still feel its elemental power. Please, of all of us, it deserves the chance to return home the most.
D'accord.
This is a small ball of light that it left behind.
I can feel it. I can feel its knowledge and emotions. It has all returned to its original elemental form and is becoming one with the other family members. Do not be sad, my friends. Its wish has come true, and it's very happy right now.
Because its external form doesn't matter, right?
Yes, because our external form does not matter, and our home has been saved. There is nothing more important than being together with family.
Let's go!
Home.
Écoutez les gens, on continuera du coup l'épisode du coup dans la quête dans le prochain épisode. J'espère que cet épisode là vous aura plu, hein, un épisode de 51 minutes mais c'est pas très grave. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à liker, partager, à commenter, à vous abonner, à activer la cloche. N'hésitez pas non plus à nous rejoindre sur Twitch et sur le serveur Discord grâce au lien en description de vidéo. Et on se retrouve du coup dès demain pour du coup les derniers épisodes normalement qui sera la conclusion de la quête de Neida. On commencera l'event de Natlan, peut-être qu'on aura le temps de tout faire dans l'épisode prochain. Du coup je pense qu'on a encore un épisode entre guillemets et après on pourra aller au désert de Sumeru du coup après-demain. En tout cas je vous reste à regarder, je vous dis à demain tout le monde, c'est Damoclès et salut salut.